You stand here today, poised at the edge of your future, whether you realize it or not. The next 30 years stretch before you like an open road. But let me be clear, this road is not smooth, nor is it paved with guarantees of success. It is wild, uncertain, and full of suffering. But that suffering is not meaningless, nor does the very condition of life itself, and your response to it will define whether you rise or collapse under its weight. I have spoken with thousands of people, students, professionals, fathers, mothers, broken men, and lost women, each of them wrestling with the same fundamental question: how do I make my life matter? And I'll tell you what I've told them. You must pick up the heaviest burden you can bear and carry it. That is where meaning is found. Not in the pursuit of happiness, not in fleeting pleasures, but in responsibility. Because responsibility binds you to reality. And reality is where you must live. But responsibility is difficult, and that's why so many people flee from it. They choose comfort instead. They shrink away from challenge, indulging in distractions, numbing themselves with entertainment, cheap dopamine, and passive consumption. And they don't realize that comfort is a trap, a slow-acting poison that dulls the spirit and weakens the will. You must resist this at all costs. The greatest version of yourself does not emerge when life is easy. It emerges when you stand, very taught by churches, when yourself, trembling but resolute before chaos, and say, I will take this on. Now, if you think you can get away with avoiding the truth, let me disabuse you of that notion right now. Lies will rot your foundation like termites in the walls of a house. If you deceive yourself about who you are, what you want, or what you are capable of, then life will correct you harshly. And when that correction comes, it will be painful, and you will wish you had faced the truth earlier. So I urge you, speak the truth. Speak it to yourself first. Look at the parts of your life that are crumbling, that make you ashamed, that keep you up at night, and do not turn away. Because when you confront the truth, you gain something more valuable than comfort. You gain strength. And strength does not emerge all at once. It is cultivated in small, deliberate actions. You don't change your life overnight, but you do change it by making your bed in the morning when you don't feel like it, by showing up to work on time when no one will notice, by keeping your word even when it's inconvenient. These are the small bricks that build the foundation of a meaningful life. You aim at something beyond yourself, and then step by step, action by action, you move toward it. But make no Mr. Keithies, is not easy, and it is not safe. Life is dangerous. The road ahead is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and failures. And that is precisely why you must walk it. Because if you do not venture forth, if you do not take on the adventure of your own existence, you will stagnate. And stagnation is worse than suffering. It is a slow, suffocating decay. So here is my challenge to you. For the next 30 years, do not waste your time. Do not let fear dictate your choices. Stand up straight. Set your house in order. Tell the truth. Act as if what you do matters, because it does. Life is calling you to be more than you are today. Will you answer? You stand here today, poised at the edge of your future, whether you realize it or not. The next 30 years, paralyzed by the weight of it all. I had patients who were suicidal. I had students who were aimless, and I realized I couldn't ask them to confront their pain unless I was willing to do the same. So he started small. I wrote, I read deeply, I got my own house in order. And as I did, I discovered that the act of willingly confronting responsibility gave my suffering structure. It turned chaos into order. And that order, though fragile, gave me a reason to wake up in the morning. Responsibility is not a chain, it's a lifeline. Think about that. In a world that is fractured, uncertain, and at times overwhelmingly brutal, responsibility is what keeps you tethered to what is real. It is what keeps you grounded when everything else is falling apart. If you abandon responsibility, you abandon the only stable ground you have. And when these storms of life inevitably convene, they will come, you will be swept away. People often ask me, what responsibility? And the answer is not generic. It is deeply personal. Your responsibility is not someone else's. Maybe it's caring for your aging parents. Maybe it's being a present father. Maybe it's writing that book you've been too afraid to start. Maybe it's speaking the truth in a workplace full of deceit. Whatever it is, it will not come to you as comfort. It will come to you as weight. You will feel it in your chest. It will press down on you, and part of you will want to run. Don't. Take it on. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are an agent of transformation. You can be the person who stops the generational dysfunction, who restores integrity in a place of corruption, who lifts themselves you can, and doing so lifts others. But not if you refuse to carry what is yours to carry. You must decide, will you pick up your cross, so to speak, and walk, or will you let it lie there, hoping someone else will carry it for you? No one else will. No one else can. Your life is calling you to carry the burden that is uniquely yours. And when you dahan, you stop asking, what can I get? And start asking, what can I give? You will find yourself walking a path of meaning. And there is no substitute for that. Not wealth, not fame, not comfort. Only responsibility will give your life the weight it needs to matter. But responsibility, as vital as it is, faces a cunning and persistent enemy: comfort, not rest, not recovery, not well-earned peace, but comfort in its insidious, soul-numbing form. The tyranny of comfort isn't announced with trumpets or dramatic collapses. It arrives silently. It whispers, sleep a little longer. You've done enough for today. You don't really need to confront that problem yet. And before you know it, years pass, and your potential, once vivid and burning with possibility, becomes a memory of what could have been. Comfort lulls you into complacency. It's warm, it's soft, it's seductive, but it's not your ally. It is the quiet death of greatness, because comfort tricks you into thinking you're safe when in reality, you're just idle. And idleness is not peace, it's erosion. It eats away at your ambition, your courage, your integrity. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing, it disguises itself as self-care, or taking it easy, or not stressing out, when really it is avoidance. Avoidance of challenge, avoidance of responsibility, avoidance of growth. When I was working with clinical patients who struggled with anxiety, depression, or meaninglessness, one of the most common patterns I saw was this: they had abandoned difficult